Hi guys, and welcome to the next video. So as I posted on Twitter, we're going to talk about mixed logic today. And we're going to say why are we having the mixed logic, what's the difference between the old logic and the mixed logic, and why even use it. Ready? Let's get started.
5, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0.
Alright, so mixed logic versus the old logic. What's the difference, guys, and why do we have it in FANUC? So basically, the difference is that the mixed logic, it's much more versatile. So it allows us, it's much more robust, it allows us to do much more than the classic logic. From our perspective, so the way you look at the code, it's pretty much the same. It's AND OR. But there are many differences why we should use this or that one. Now if you ask me, if you make a very simple statement, should you use classic logic or mixed logic? Up to you. Personally, I always use mixed logic. I'm not using the old logic for a long time. Maybe for somebody that's just starting with the robots, it might be a little bit more clear because you'll see the statements saying, for example, if DO or if DI 50 equals to on, then do something. Then just if, and in the parentheses you will have DI 56. So this will be kind of personal. However, I would recommend just using the mixed logic whenever you can. So let's talk about the differences and why you should use the mixed logic. So first of all, you can use many more operators while using the mixed logic. When in the old logic, you can only use up to 5 conditions for a statement. For example, for an if statement, you can only put 5 conditions in there that the old logic can handle. Where in the mixed logic, you can use up to 19, which I think is a very big difference. So you can imagine an if statement where you have only 5 options, like if di this and that, where there is a 19 on the other hand. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, in the old logic, you cannot mix and or statements. If you try to use both of them inside the robot logic, it will automatically change to either and or. So that's the next downside of using the old logic. In the new logic, you can use whatever. You can use and or in the same line, and robot will still handle it. How it will handle it, we're going to talk about it a little bit later when we go to the branching in the next videos. What else? So except for that, also, after, for example, creating an if statement, then you can not only jump to a label or call a program, but you can also pulse an input or make another mixed logic for example, turning on a DO. Where the mixed logic is used, guys, basically all of your outputs, like digital outputs, group outputs, analog outputs, flags, and registers. So everything that will go out of the robot, you can assign a mixed logic to it. So for example, you can turn on a DO using many statements. So you will say, I want to turn on DO 50, for example, when DO 55 is on, flag 5 is on, and so on and so on. With the old logic, it's not possible. Over there, you would probably need to create if statement, and inside the if, then you will make your output on. What else about the those logics? So when you go to the other options, so where it's going to be applied also, if statements, guys, wait statements, and registers, but that I already said. So in the exercises, I will show you the differences between the old logic and the new logic. I'll try to make the statements in both, so you can see the difference. And again, mixed logic is the way to go. And if you ask me when it was introduced to FANUC, I'm not quite sure. I think it was 30 IA, but correct me if I'm wrong. I'm working with the FANUC since RJ2, so that's the oldest one I played with. I did not follow very on the update back then, so it might not be very correct, but I'm pretty sure most of your robots will have the option of mixed logic, so go for it, use it. Alright, let's get to the exercises. Hey guys, and welcome to the exercises. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the mixed logic, and that's going to be our introduction to branching, which is basically going to be all of the logic operations that we can use in FANUC robots. So let's get started. Okay, so we'll start by selecting a program, and today I'll just do a little bit of talking, so that will be more kind of a presentation for you, so you know what's coming. But you already be prepared, because I want you to understand the difference between the mixed logic and classic logic. So first of all, let me show you how does the classic logic look like and how does the mixed logic look like. So if we're going to take a look at the logic for the classic logic, so let's take a look at the wait statement, and if there is, for example, that equal sign, all of those is going to be the classic logic, and the parentheses in here, it's going to be the mixed logic statements. So let's use the equals logic, which is the old logic, as an example, so you'll see what I'm talking about. So with the wait statement, we're going to wait for something. Let's wait for a DI. Let's say let's wait for DI1 to be on, and let's wait for DI2 to be on as well. Like I was saying, guys, don't worry, we'll go through the wait statements, if statements, and everything else in the next videos. Today, I just want you to show the difference in between the mixed logic and the classic, so we will understand it for the next videos. And the second statement I'm going to do is going to be the mixed logic. And the statement is going to be exactly the same. We're going to wait for DI1, and we're going to wait for DI number 2. So what are the differences, guys? I think you can see it like by your eye. And the old logic in here at the top will have the DI1 equals to on and DI2 equals to on. With the mixed logic, we don't have equals to on. Basically, if there is a DI in here like this, that means it's a true statement. If we want to use a false statement, we're going to put an exclamation mark in front of it, like this. So this statement right now is the same as this one. So we're going to wait for DI1 to be on, like this one, and DI2 to be off, like this one. So that's how the old logic looks in comparison with the new logic. Okay. Where can we use the mixed logic? So when you go to our instructions, they can be used with registers. They can be used with the IOs. They can be used with digital inputs, with robot outputs, with group outputs, analog outputs, with flags and registers, like I said before. So what do I mean by this? For example, you can make a digital output, for example, the output 1, and then you're going to use the mixed logic, and you're going to make it equal to digital output 2 and digital output 3, for example. So this is again kind of a mixed logic in here, and in normal statement, this will be like digital output equals to on when this and this is on. And exactly that's what the mixed logic is doing. So this output will turn on if digital output 2 will be on and digital output 3 will be on. So we used a mixed logic with the digital output statement. And you can program the same for flags, registers, and so on. Again, we'll talk about it in the next video. Okay, what else? We have the if statements. Here again, we can use a classic logic, we can use a mixed logic. What else, guys? The wait statement that I used is the same, classic logic or the mixed logic. All right. The other downside of using the alt logic, which I said at the introduction, was that we cannot use AND and OR statements in the classic logic. So if we go here and we want to wait for those two inputs or for digital input 3, if we're going to make choosing here and do OR, you are going to see a notification in here and operator was replaced with OR. So take a look what happened. Right now we had an AND before in here, but we cannot mix the operators unfortunately in the old logic, so they will be automatically replaced to be the same. So that's the downside of using the old logic. In the mixed logic, however, if we're going to go to here and we want to insert OR digital output number 3, there is no problem with that. So that's another outstanding thing about the mixed logic. We can mix AND and ORs and they will act like having a parenthesis. And again, we'll go into that in the next video. Alright, what else about the mixed logic and the classic logic? This is the most important thing for me at least, and that's the numbers of operators that you can use when using the mixed logic. So when we go, I prepared an example for you because it will take too much time to write it in here, and you can compare. This is the classic logic and this is the mixed logic. And this is what I said. In the classic logic, we can use only up to 5 operators, where in mixed logic, we can use up to 19 operators. So this is not even like, you can't even compare it. Why? Because when we go to the last statement here, and we will try to insert a new operator, let's say AND, we're going to get an error that we're having too many AND or operators. And unfortunately, it's not going to work. However, in here, we can use up to 19 operators, guys. And if you want to use the next one, we're going to get an error that we have too many items in the logic. But again, 19, I would say it's enough for most of the application that you will use. I think I faced this problem only once when I had a very complicated gripper and having too many valves, but that was the only time when I have it. And that will be, guys, pretty much it from the mixed logic versus the old logic. And I just wanted to show you, because in the next videos we're going to talk a lot about branching, a lot about if statements, wait statements, digital outputs, and so on. So I will be using the mixed logic for basically most of the time. One more thing that you've asked and I want to show to you is an option for showing the values here and showing if the I/O is on or off. So when we go to here to edit command, we can enable the comments in here. So when I go to number 7 and hit enter here, you will see the names for each inputs and outputs. So this is the first thing that you wanted to know. So let's disable it. And the other thing is something that's new, and I think it's not in the 30IA, however I might be wrong, is the I/O status. And when you hit on it, additional for each input, you will see the current state of it. So this is the current state, and this is the condition, right? So this is before the equals mark. So this is the current state, this is the condition. So you want the I1 to be on, which here it is. Let me just show you the I/O screen so you can see it. Okay, so as you can see, the current state, the current state, the current state, the current state, and the current state, and behind it, it's the condition that you're waiting for. I think it got you confused on one of the videos that I show you, so I just wanted to mention that in here. Let me turn it off, so we'll turn it off the same. We'll go to I/O status, hit enter, and it will disappear. So that's something I wanted to mention because we'll go pretty fast through a few next topics. And I want you to be aware of those. Guys, like always, I hope that you liked the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave your comments down below. And like always, see you in the next video. Bye bye.